Hi, everybody. I am Terry Berthlaw, and I am going to chair tonight's meeting of the Committee on Committees. Welcome. We have a very funny schedule that doesn't make a lot of sense, but we have to go through a couple of steps. After we do that, we will interview each of you for the position that you'd like to volunteer for. Nobody has to stay on the line after your interview. You're certainly welcome to. It's a public meeting, it's your right to, but you don't have to. And tonight, at the end of the meeting, what we do is that we make motions to recommend your appointment to the town council. So then ultimately appointments are made by the town council.
Understood. Thank you.
All righty. So that all said, I will go ahead and call the meeting to order. And I will note that my colleague Sam Bruder is also on the line, and I do not see my other colleague, Charlie Osberger. Is that right, Sarah Ann?
Yes, Terry. I haven't heard from him one way or the other, so perhaps he'll join us late.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. This is one of the things we're going to do that's a little bit odd. We're going to open up for public comment. You all are the public and are certainly, you may give comment if you'd like to, but it's not part of your interview process. It's just an opportunity for anybody in the public to speak to the Committee on Committees. So that said, I'm going to open the meeting up for public comment. Is there anybody here to give public comment? Hearing and seeing none, I will close that section, that part of our meeting, and move on to the approval of the minutes. Sam, did you get a chance to look at the minutes?
I have, and I had no changes.
All righty, would you mind making a motion?
I make a motion to approve the minutes of our,
It's okay, February 23rd special meeting.
thank you. As they are in the packet.
Thank you. I'll second that. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All righty, motion passes. Thanks, Sam.
No problem. I'm set up at the library and I'm gonna turn on my video, but I have my twins with me and that's why we're here.
All righty, there you are. Hi, Sam.
Hey. Got it working.
Okay, so the next thing we'll go ahead and we'll do our interviews. April, I see you're here and you happen to be the first person on the list. You're here to interview for the Affordable Housing Committee, which is super important. Great to have you. Are you still with us, April?
I am, yes.
All righty. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're interested in this committee.
Okay, well, I live at Wrights Village. I've lived there since October 2017. I became the tenant representative for Mansfield Housing Authority July of 2018 through September of 2020. And I feel like of a lot of the people applying, I really understand what it's like to live in affordable housing. And I understand what my neighbors need. I'm close with a lot of my neighbors. I help a lot of my neighbors. And I think I have an interesting perspective of it because I live in affordable housing.
Absolutely. Thank you. And thank you so much for stepping up. I can't wait until we've got this particular committee populated and you can begin working. Sam, do you have any questions for April?
None other than to say thank you so much for applying, and I think that you definitely would have an insight and ability to really assist the committee with their charge. Have you had a chance to look at the charge at all?
I have not. I'm actually sitting over at the school conference room. I'm interviewing with the Board of Ed this evening, so it's been a little bit hectic, but no, I have not.
Great. Okay. And what I would say is just that might be one thing you can do beforehand. You know, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't recommend you to the full town council, but that's available on our town website.
Okay,
And it's
I
super
can-
helpful.
okay.
Yeah. And
It'll
good luck
also-
with your interview at the Board of Ed.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Indeed. Before you go, April, any thoughts you have going into the committee in terms of what the town should be doing to grow our affordable housing?
I do. I mean, we're obviously in need of affordable housing. And I do think that we have to do whatever we need to do for it. I know that Helinco has more land to be able to develop on it, which I think is something that could be looked at. I don't think Wrights does not have that. But we need to do something because there's so many long waiting lists to get into Wrights and to get into Helinco. And I do have some neighbors that they stay there for years and years because they want to be in Mansfield. It's a safe town. People care about each other here. And there's not many towns like Mansfield around.
All righty. Well, thank you so much. And as I said earlier, you're welcome to stay, but there's really no reason. Well, obviously you can't because you have another interview. So as Sam said, good luck on your second interview.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
All right, bye now.
Bye-bye.
All right, and next up is Kathleen. Thank you for being here. And you're interested in MAC, Mansfield Advocates for Children, is that right?
I am.
All righty, could you tell us a bit about yourself and
Sure.
your interest?
You bet. So Kathleen Kreider, I am the Senior Director for Community Engagement and Resource Management at Access Community Action Agency. So Access is Mansfield's community action agency. We oversee community action for the 28 towns in both Windham and Tolland County. Very interested to hear about affordable housing and what Mansfield's going to be doing about that. Hoping that you guys are connecting to the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving and that you're at the hearing that was there today and that you're really paying attention to what's going on legislatively because it's big. Anyway, Access does a lot of work in affordable housing. So, so I was formerly a Town of Mansfield employee and oversaw MAC. This is many, many years ago. I was the Early Childhood Services Coordinator. Will, I think you may have been on a member of the police force back in that day. So, so yeah, it was a while ago. And when Sarah reached out and said, hey, you know, it feels like a natural fit. You are part of Community Connection. I serve on the board of directors for Mount Hope. I'm engaged with Oak Grove and their community outreach right now. I mean, there's just ways in which my agency and my position can bridge a lot of gaps informationally and otherwise. And then anything that Access, myself as a representative of Access, can do to serve a town that we are invested in and committed to is great. And certainly MAC is really familiar for me. I mean, I'm sure there's been a ton of evolution and I don't know any of the people anymore. Everyone I knew on that committee now has kids in college or something like that. So I will certainly have to refamiliarize myself with the day-to-day work, but the mission concept charter of what MAC does and how it operates, I think is still familiar. I cruised the website. It looks great. And yeah, I'd be happy to serve. Thanks
All
for
right,
asking.
Wonderful, Kathleen. Sam, any questions?
No, it sounds like you have really answered some of the ones I had in mind. And I'm so happy to see that you're here, willing to give more of your time towards the community. And
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you're at the library. Good for you.
My first town committee was in fact MAC some time ago now. We did not overlap, but we probably hopscotched over each other.
Nice.
That said, any interest in being on the Affordable Housing Committee as well? Because we're still looking for folks, or if you know other folks who are interested, who are similarly aware of what's going on in the state and some of the diversity, equity, inclusion concerns, all of the big picture stuff. If not yourself, we really are looking for more people.
Well, and what I will say, thank you. I am going to respectfully stick with one committee. But what I will say is that right now, and his tenure is coming to an end, Representative Greg Haddad is on our board of directors. So you have in your state representative a direct connect, if you will, to the work that Access is doing. There's no question that we think of ourselves as a strong voice for affordable housing and are paying attention to this conversation in our region, which is those 2 counties that I spoke of. And it may be that I don't know this, but at some point in the future, as your conversation grows and as your ideas grow, you know, I admit I have yet to meet Ryan. That's something on my to-do list, is to meet your new town manager. But I do hope that Access can be helpful to the town as these conversations continue. We do have a fair amount of knowledge about how to manage and grow affordable housing in communities. We run programs right now that put first-time homeowners into housing. It's called Accessing Homeownership. I won't bore you with the details if you don't know it, but certainly we can have that conversation another time. But there's a lot going on that I think Access can be helpful to you. And just my being on MAC, I mean, I get it that that's the Mansfield Advocates for Children, and here I am. And so that I think that it's a link no matter what. And I will be reaching out to Ryan soon to make a stronger connection with him. And Greg still is on our board. So we are behind you. We're with you. We're next to you. We're side by side with you. Arms linked.
Terrific. Well, Kathleen, thank you for being here tonight. And as I said, you don't have to stay. You're welcome to stay.
I'm not going to, but thank you very much for the option. I appreciate that.
All righty. Have a great evening.
You too. Thank you so much.
Bye now. All righty. Will, you're up next.
Okay. Well, I suppose you all know me. Just about everybody in town knows me. I drove that big black car all over the town. And anyway, as you well know, I am very involved in the senior movement within town. Okay. And one of our big things is affordable housing for seniors. Okay. And I really, really think that you should have an elderly person on your committee to bring up these things that happen. As you well know, I've been on the Commission on Aging for almost 20 years. I was in charge of it for, I don't know, 10, 12 years. And people want to stay in Mansfield. The elderly people want to stay in Mansfield. The elderly people have this feeling that the town don't care about them. Okay, they just they want to go out to pasture, go away, leave us alone. Okay, you did your thing, leave us alone. This is what's going on here, and this is a message that I want to bring into the affordable housing. Okay, so anyway, that's about it. You all know me, so you all know where I come from.
Well, I can't say how happy I am that you're stepping up. I know you already have other stuff on your plate, but your voice is so very important. And you're so absolutely right. We really need to make it possible for our aging community to age in place, age here in Mansfield, and age in affordable housing. And when we think about what we build and how we build it, the population of aging people of Mansfield matters immensely. So thank you so much for your voice. Sam, any questions?
They want to stay here. They don't want to move, but they're forced to. I got people that are going to Wellington because they have to go to Wellington because they can't afford, to come to stay in Mansfield. So anyway, I'm sorry. I don't want to keep going on. I could go on and on.
Give Sam a chance to ask a question. Do you have any questions, Sam?
Well, I just want to, the only question I would ask is that you have this same kind of fervor and commitment to this perspective when you're on the committee. It's one that I think that could use a very strong influence. I myself hope to age and stay in Mansfield, and I worry about the same things where it, you know, it just keeps getting more and more expensive, and I don't want to have people have to leave this great town. And so I'm all for, you know, the priorities that you're talking about, and I'm glad that, like my colleague has said, that you're willing to devote even more of your time to do that. And so thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And as I said before, you're welcome to stay, but it's not a requirement.
Okay, I thank you. I think I'll leave.
All right.
Nice
Bye now.
seeing you all again.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Laurel. Welcome.
Hello, sorry I was a little bit late. I was sorting my young children's dinner.
Something we all appreciate.
Yes, I
So,
missed the opening.
so you're here for MAC,
Yes.
Mansfield Advocates for Children. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're interested?
Sure. So I'm a parent of 2 young children. A daughter just turned 1 and my son just turned 4. And I am also a graduate of UConn for the master's and the PhD in the educational psychology, giftedness, creativity, and talent development area. And I feel like it's really important to always have a voice looking at supporting strengths and not simply thinking about how do we support the students who need like extra help in the, like if they're lower academically, for example. So I feel like Mansfield Advocates for Children is a really good place for that, because it's all about providing opportunities and finding ways to support families to enrich their children's experience as they get ready for school and are in school. Sarah Dufresne had posted about the opportunity, and I sort of briefly chatted with her about it. I've been to a few MAC meetings when they were still in person long ago, and I found what they were doing was interesting. I'm currently a teacher in Mansfield. I'm the enrichment STEM teacher at Goodwin Elementary right now. Next year, position is to be determined as of yet. So I'm in the schools. What else can I say? My experience teaching goes back to 2009 when I was working in preschools, and then oh no, earlier than that, probably 2005, I started working in preschools. And then when I graduated from undergrad in Arizona, I was an elementary school teacher. I taught 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, all different sorts of children in high poverty areas, as well as in a particularly wealthy area. Children with English language learner status, and typical students, and gifted students, and twice exceptional students. So I have just a lot of experience with different kinds of kids, and in that sort of elementary age, although not all of my experiences in the primary and preschool age. I'm very interested in that age right now, having 2 kids in that space. So that's kind of where my interest comes from. All about supporting talent development for our little people.
Excellent. Well, thank you for that. Sam, any questions?
No, again, you answered everything that I was really going to ask. And then, you know, I know you missed the first part of it. Do you have any, I don't mean to step on any
No, go ahead, Sam.
toes. Do you have any questions regarding the process?
Yeah, I guess just so there was the application that Sarah informed me about, and then there's this interview, and then I'm aware that MAC typically has like a monthly or bi-monthly meetings, right? And so there's that. In terms of time commitment, I don't know what else there is. I imagine that depends on what projects are happening.
Yes.
And then I also don't know what sort of, like, what's the next step after this?
So the process tonight is that we make a motion to recommend you to the town council. So ultimately, it'll be a meeting of the town council where you officially get appointed. And then you'll hear from Sarah that the appointment's
Okay.
been made, and then she'll get you to the meetings. I was on MAC many years ago. It wasn't on a huge time commitment at all. And it is an opportunity to really connect, and a really important aspect of our community. I mean, young people and their families. So it's a great committee to be on. So thanks for signing up, and they've done a lot of important work in the past, and I know they'll continue to take on new projects.
Great. Thanks so much.
All right, you're free to go, and
I will return to my little people.
all right, enjoy your night.
All right. Thanks. You as well.
Bye-bye, Laura. All right. So we have two people for the 3 vacancies on the Affordable Housing Committee. We have April and Will. Are you comfortable with nominating them both, Sam?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
My only suggestion that maybe, or do you want to fill the one for 2026 with April or Will, or do you want to do both of them for the 2024 ending?
And excuse me if I may interject, I do have a typo there. It is 2 terms ending 1/1/2024, not 3 terms.
Oh, okay.
Well, then why don't we just appoint both April and Will to the 2024?
Sounds good. I would like to make a motion to recommend to the town council that Will Beagle and April Moran be appointed to the Affordable Housing Committee for term ending January 1st, 2024.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion favors. The motion carries. Thank you.
Unanimous.
Unanimously, amazing. All righty.
And
All right, and then for MAC, we have,
I'd like to make, oh yeah, what would
we
you
had
prefer?
Kathleen, Laurel, and, oh, we just had Kathleen and Laurel, didn't we?
Mhm.
So it's just 2 people. So you want to make it easy and just do the 2 terms ending 2023?
You're in charge. I follow your lead. Okay, I
Or
would
you could-
make, I like the fact that you're in charge. I would like to make a motion to recommend to the town council Kathleen Kreider and Laurel Brandon to the Mansfield Advocates for Children appointments for terms ending June 30th, 2023.
Second, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Yep.
All righty. That's everything on our agenda, Sarah Ann. Do you need anything else from us this evening?
I do not. Thank you for asking.
All righty. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I will make that motion after I just want to say thank you, Sarah Ann, for all your work with this committee. And with that, I move to adjourn.
All righty. I second the thinking of Sarah Ann, and I second the motion and the emotion, and motion carries. All in favor, say aye. Motion carries. See you soon.
Good night.
Bye now.
Thank you both. Good night.